I've seen people holding on to nothing, broken dreams and broken chords, running on empty, losing sleep. Oh, it's true, I've earned these cracks upon my feet. Walk away from all that you know. Walk away, you know you're wrong. Walk away and hold your own. And I've seen people holding on to something, smiling with no place to call home. In you I see something so familiar. Oh, my dear friend, so nice to have you home. And this all seems unreal, just how far we've come. I look into the mirror, not sure who I want. Walk away from all that you know. Walk away, you know you're wrong. Walk away from all that you know. Walk away and hold your own. When you bow your head and ponder, tell me now, will it all become real? I'll fill me in as I sometimes sit and wonder how you may ever find your feet. Walk away. I've seen people holding on to nothing. Walk away. I've seen people holding on to something. Walk away. I've seen people holding on to nothing that you know. Walk away. I've seen people holding on to something you're wrong. Walk away and hold your own. And I've seen people holding on to something.
All right, all right. Did you like it? You guys give me a thumbs up. You enjoyed it, Karen? Super cool. Yeah. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, you got your man with you tonight. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that song means a lot to me. And again, I get to run the show here tonight. The girls put me in charge. But I had an experience about 10 years ago after a relationship ended, a marriage of many years. And it was brutal. And so some of you may relate to this. I hope you don't. But this was my story. I walked away from that relationship literally with nothing. And that was the greatest gift because it provided the environment for a breakdown so that I could break through. And I got to really see all the different masks I'd been wearing, these identities that I had been carrying into my adult life that no longer served me. And I went on a long run and I came back and I was laying on my back in the CrossFit gym. And that song was playing about walk away from all that you know. It's like, oh my God, I walked away from everything, home, wife, children, identity, baseball games, barbecues, and started completely over. And it also was, those lyrics talk about how there are people who have everything supposedly by society standards, but they have nothing. And I was that guy. I had a lot of stuff, but I really had nothing because I had no spiritual center. I was kind of masquerading around in my life. And so that pain was the greatest that breakdown was the greatest gift I was given. And that song goes on to say, I know some people who, have something, right, with no place to call home. And I've shared this before. I was sitting in my little 1-bedroom apartment, and I was meditating and breathing, and I was grateful. And I remember thinking, my God, I am wealthier than most people on the planet. And I had nothing. I was driving this really crappy old Mercedes. I think I paid $3,000. It cost like $500 to drive across town. But the reason I was wealthier than most is because I had a spiritual connection. I had a friend group, a beautiful group of men that I could lean on and ask for help, who supported me. I was deeply connected in the quantum, and I was being led. I was allowing myself to be led by a power greater than myself. And because my ego likes to run the show. And so that's really what I wanted to share tonight. Share that song with you, Walk Away by Xavier Rudd. And then I want to dive into some routines on how we progress through breakdowns to breakthroughs. So the first thing I want to start with is, does anybody know who Russell Brunson is? Russell Brunson? Okay, Marla Smith, Wendy Dayton, Marla. Okay, so Russell Brunson is a really wonderful human. He lives out here in Boise, Idaho, and he started a company called ClickFunnels. And I worked with Russell at the time that he launched ClickFunnels. They were doing all-nighters and all this crazy stuff. And Russell and I had done a business together. We launched it, but it failed. And he said, Troy, would you like to help me build my coaching program? I said, sure. So I was there in his coaching program, or actually like bringing people into his coaching program rather, while they were bootstrapping and growing ClickFunnels. Anyway, ClickFunnels went on to be over 100 million a year. He was offered nearly $1 billion. He didn't sell. I think he wishes he did, but he's a very successful guy. And one of the things that he taught me is something that another gentleman, Craig Ballantyne, taught him, and it's called the Farmer's Morning. And so instead of having another conversation specifically about growing the Super Patch business, I'd really like to focus more on the real important aspect of this, which is growing ourselves, right? If we want to have and experience more, that means we have to let go of limiting beliefs and identities that no longer serve us and step fully into that new identity that we're being called into. And so the Farmer's Morning, what is the Farmer's Morning? There's a lot of ways to do this. There's no right and wrong. I definitely believe in getting up and doing breath work and some breath holds and some meditation. I very much so. But what I started doing about 6 months ago is I started the Farmer's Morning, which is the first thing I do when I get up is I go and grab myself a delicious cup of coffee and kind of brush off the cobwebs. And then I sit my butt down behind the laptop and I go to work. And I go to work on a list that I've created the night before, right? Before I go to, we'll get to that. But I get to my laptop, and generally about two hours of consistent work. And any of you who are now working in the social media space, like, good Lord, digital creators, that's a lot of work. So I sit down and I create, and I think about the people in our team, and I'll reach out to some folks, but I'll knock out a couple hours of work first thing before anything else. Hair's all matted, look rough, but I get to work, drink my coffee, and I knock out 2 hours of work. And what I found over time, and this is what Russell attributed as well, and Ballantyne, is in that 2 hours, I'll get more done before, the distractions of life than I'll get done all day. So I knock out those 2 hours, and now I have the rest of my day to actually produce, right? Does that make sense, everybody? Cool. They call it milking the cows. That's why they call it the Farmer's Morning, right? Farmers, they just have no choice. They get up, they got to do what they got to do. Pull on the dirty boots, get out and milk the cows first thing. So that's the first thing I've been doing, and it's made a huge, huge difference as I get up and I milk the cows. So you might try that on the Farmer's Morning. And then I have a coach that I have been working with for 5 years. Some of you, thanks, Jackie. When I married, when Lori and I reconnected, I knew the vibe was right. I knew like this is my wife. This is my queen. And I also knew, oh crap, what am I bringing into this relationship that will no longer serve this relationship, right? And so I was on a walk and I was listening to a podcast by Kute Blackson, great guy, and he was interviewing John Gray. You guys remember John Gray? Yeah, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And he filled stadiums in the 90s, man. He was coaching Oprah. He was amazing. So I came home, I listened to that podcast like, boom, this is my stuff. So I came home and I immediately got online. This was really right after COVID. And I was able to get on the phone with John Gray's partner. His name is Rich Bernstein. And Rich Bernstein is a very successful businessman. He sold a chewing gum company to Bill Wrigley Jr. So he's a really successful guy. And now what he does is he runs John Gray's Mars Venus Gender Intelligent Coaching Program. And so I didn't hire him to be my coach for that. I went through the whole program. I paid, I think, $5,000 to become a Mars Venus Gender Intelligent Coach. Not to be a coach for that, although I am able. I did it because I wanted to learn these key elements of what keeps a relationship strong. And it has been life-changing. And so that was a long story, to give you a little bit of a backstory on how committed I am to finding the people who have what I want and getting in their back pocket, whatever it takes, right? And so I did that. And I just spoke with Rich Bernstein recently. And I said, so when is your personal development time? And he said, morning time, right? Because at night, if I start to read, and everybody is into personal development, everybody gets that stuff right. We'll only grow our life, our business, our expansion by how much we grow internally. So it's kind of like a non-negotiable, really. And so I was doing it at night, and I'm finding myself reading a page and a half and falling asleep. So after my farmer's morning, that's when I go into personal development time, right? So I've knocked out 2 hours of work, which is the equivalent of basically 6 to 8 hours of work in that 2 hour time frame. And then I go into personal development work, and I highly encourage everybody. I got this on Audible. It's Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. I got the audio book because I like to work out and listen to personal development. I like to do some stretching and listen to personal development with my notepad. And I tell you, this is priceless. It's 2.0 because it's not kindergarten, but it's really digestible, and it's really fundamentals about leadership. And what John talks about is leadership is simply how big is the problem that you can solve, right? And what that looks like is when we're younger, maybe we don't pay a bill or something, we fall behind on the mortgage, and it's like, oh my gosh, are they going to take my birthday away? We're scared, we're nervous, we're tense. We keep expanding, and later on in life, it might be we're going to potentially lose $100 million deal, like one of my other mentors, Tony Robbins, had the experience of. It feels the same as, am I going to be able to pay the mortgage? But it's $100 million deal. But we've worked through solving challenges so often, bigger challenges as we expand, that the $100 million deal feels the same as a $2,000 mortgage. Does that make sense? Cool. So that really is ultimately what leadership is, taking full-on ownership and responsibility, and what are the size of the problems that we can handle, right? Without turning into a victim and pointing fingers out, but pointing the fingers in and saying, how do I do this better? What am I missing? Does that make sense? Cool. So developing the leader within 2.0. So good. So good. And then that's when I go into production time. And that's something that I think is ultimately very, very important, is we meet people where they're at. I've noticed where I'm at, and I work accordingly, right? So if it means that I'm going to follow up with 20 people a day, let's reel it back. Now on social media, there's a lot of people that we can reach out to. But if we can just do maybe 1 or 2 stability tests a day, reach out to a couple of folks on our team, share some information with our team, find a really awesome video, new information, and put that new information in front of somebody that we haven't spoken to for a while. Follow up. I'll just speak for myself. When a sales guy, whether it's for new windows or a roof, they follow up with me consistently with the same information, I'm like, oh my God, this guy again? But if he follows up with me with something new and exciting, cool. keep following up, because eventually timing is going to be right and I'm going to say yes. Cool. So the point of that is when you reach back, like maybe you have people like I do, who I've reached out to, contacted about Super Patch months ago, and it's time to follow up. I'm not going to follow up and say, hey, what do you think about that Super Patch thing? I'm going to find something real snazzy, really cool, informational, that I can then send them over. A video, right? A great new book like Developing the Leader 2.0. Engage, and hey, I would like to send you some patches. Have you thought about some things that maybe you could use some help with? Whatever it may be. But does that make sense? That's that production time. So we've got the farmer morning. We've knocked out 6 hours worth of work in 2 hours. Then we go into the work of us, which is we pour into ourselves, because we can't pour from an empty cup. We can only give what we got, right? We want to give good stuff. So we want to give to ourselves. Then we go into production time. And then there's definitely family time in there. Lori and I block time to get together intentionally, because working together, being close to one another, does not equate to intimacy. And I don't mean like sexual intimacy. I mean connected. I'm hearing you. Share with me, right? Listen. For you guys on this Zoom, listen without fixing. Bite your tongue till it bleeds. Just listen, right? And so we schedule that. And then I go into my evening time. And this is where, again, I'm going to get pretty vulnerable with some of you guys that maybe don't know me. Because I think I've learned a lot that we let people see in, we get to see out. And so let's see what we get here. Can you guys see that? Okay, cool. So what this is I am a grateful and lucky man in recovery. That's one of the greatest gifts I was given, is to become a non-functioning adult through addiction and isms. And I was brought to my knees, and that was the greatest thing. And something that has really served me, and I want to be clear, I want to preface this with this first and foremost. The 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, adult children of alcoholics, all of those are multi-thousand-year-old spiritual principles. That's it. And they just brought it into a place that made it digestible for people who had a hard time, or maybe some abuse in the religious world from youth, right? And so what I want to share with you is a step 10, and it's about accountability. And step 10, at the end of my day, it's really important for me to take stock of my day. And so I take personal inventory. This is step 10. Continue to take personal inventory. And when we were wrong, we promptly admitted it. The big idea of step 10 is about maintenance, not repair, right? This is after step 9, where we've cleaned up the past. We've made our amends. Now, rather than harming people, doing stupid stuff, and stacking our backpack full of shame, every single day, we analyze our day, the interactions, the words out of our mouth, right? The choices we made, and we take accountability of it. And what that looks like is the first 9 steps help us clean up the past. Step 10 helps us stay spiritually, emotionally, and relationally healthy every day. Recovery isn't about being perfect. And recovery from anything, recovering from a real traumatic childhood, is recovery, right? It's about staying aware and making course corrections very quickly. And so at night, I'll do a quick spot check. This isn't a long process. I just sit and I think, and if I owe an amends, I write it down and make it. Practice daily self-awareness. Great leaders don't wait for someone else to point out their blind spots. Throughout the day, I ask yourself, am I acting out of fear or faith? Am I leading with humility or my ego? Am I serving others or protecting myself? Is there resentment, dishonesty, or selfishness creeping in? Awareness is the first step toward growth. We have to be aware. Great book, Awareness, Paulo de Mello. Catch small problems before they become big problems. And I want to stop. The reason I'm sharing this with you guys is if you are building a Super Patch team, you're in business. And the more people, the more personalities. And not everyone's had hundreds of hours in a therapist chair. And I've had hundreds of hours in a therapist chair, and I can still be an asshole. You know, so so Pamela, so we're dealing with human beings, right? And we're squirrely. There's a saying, it says, you know, hey, catch me in the morning, because at night, you know, fatigue makes cowards of us all, right? So this is catching small problems before they become big ones. Character defects don't appear overnight. They grow when ignored. Step 10 teaches us to recognize pride, anger, fear, impatience, and selfishness while they're still small. So the key is small corrections today prevent major consequences tomorrow. These are business concepts, man. They're spiritual concepts, but they are business concepts. Own your mistakes quickly. The key word in step 10 is promptly. We don't sit on it, man. Like if I owe somebody an amends, I literally will pick up the phone. I'll say, hey, what I said to you, the way I reacted, you didn't deserve that. That wasn't about you. That touched on a fear button of mine, and I reacted, and I apologize. I'm working on that. So that's cleaning it up. We admit it, apologize, make it right, and move forward. Don't hold on to that crap, right? Shame is stupid. Keep your spiritual house clean. Just like a house collects dust every day, our hearts collect resentment, fear, stress, and ego. It's really easy to be spiritual alone on my mat outside doing breath work. Super, super easy. I'm the most spiritual guy. My gosh, wings are gonna pop out of my back. But bring me into Peopleville, and that's where people bump up against our stuff, right? And so it's really important that we do a spot check and we work on ourselves and do those daily inventories. A leadership challenge is before the day ends, ask yourself, where was I at my best today? Celebrate that. Where was I at my best? Where did I let my ego or fear take over? Do I owe anyone an apology? Is there a conversation I need to have? And what lessons can I carry into tomorrow? So great leaders aren't defined by never making mistakes. They're defined by how quickly they recognize them, own them, learn from them, and get back into alignment. So the closing thought here, step 10 isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about living with enough humility to examine ourselves every day, enough courage to admit when we're wrong, and enough integrity to make things right. That's how we stay healthy, that's how we grow, and that's how we lead. Cool? You dig it? Thanks, Pamela. I'd like to see the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys letting me share those. I do have one last thing that I do before bed. Is I read. This is because, you know, when I said I read at night and I fall asleep, I don't read a book, man. But I read at least a couple of pages in something really more spiritual, I guess. Spiritual is the business of us, and the Anatomy of Awakening is really good. It's really good. It fits right hand in glove with Jay Dollywall's Awaken Abundance. And so read something, again, that feeds our minds before going to bed, that's positive, because that nighttime going into restful sleep, I don't know if you guys experience this. I think you do, because you're human. I live a whole nother life when I'm asleep, a whole nother world. And it's that subconscious mind processing and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't want to hold forward, but it's also processing stuff that I plant into it, right? So we plant into our minds the things that we want, and then our subconscious mind will go to work on that, and all that big web of the ether starts to make those lines connect. And that's where things happen. And there are people on this Zoom who do it all the time. They just intend high frequency, and the phone rings. You guys know what I'm talking about. You think about somebody and the phone rings. So that is that's my DMO, my daily method of operation. It does change from time to time, but that's where I'm currently at, and it's working really, really sweet. So anybody have anything to add to that? I do have one more thing that I want to share with you. Anybody have any thoughts or additions? We good? Okay, cool. I have one more here. Send. Okay. So this, let me know that y'all can see that too. I'll make it bigger, maybe. So this is something that is late to the party, at least in my world. Dana has been sending out welcome emails pretty consistently. Lori and I haven't. And so for that, Thank you for your patience. So what this is the welcome email that I got to tell you this little secret. Before Lori went to work with Dana, she's like, yeah, go through the welcome email. She's like, oh crap, we got to send them out to all the people that we, so we don't look like donkeys. So, okay, so welcome to Donkeyville. But this is the welcome to the Ascend Super Patch team. And I'll just read it through it with you guys. And I did post this in Ascend Team Performance Lab under files. And I did that so that you can take it, download it, make it your own, and add your links. And you can use these to welcome your team. Cool? So you're officially part of the Ascend Super Patch team. Welcome. We're so excited you've joined us and can't wait to help you get started. First, here's your important account information. Your marketing website, whatever that is, .superpatch.com. Use this site to enroll customers and affiliates. That's pretty much it, right? That's it. Back office, tools.superpatch.com. This is your username or your ID number and your password, the same as for your marketing site. This is where you're going to manage your smart ship, order patches, and build your business. You'll spend most of your time here. Like this is like 99.9% of the time and 1% on the marketing side, just to show somebody. So take some time to explore your back office. If you have any questions, we're here to help. Next, click the launch banner inside your back office to begin your training. Please note, the launch app requires your ID number. You cannot use your email. So the launch app, you've got to know your ID number. So just copy it or write it down. And your password. So you type your username manually rather than glad I read this. Type your username manually rather than copying and pasting it. So you'll want to have your ID number and then type it in. Use the password provided separately. Cool. Join the Facebook communities. Friend us on Facebook. So if you personally are going to add somebody to one of the private groups, you've got to actually be friends. And so copy your Facebook link, send it to them, and then have them friend you so you can actually add them to the Facebook groups. Okay. Really important that people have access to see the testimonials. They can ask questions. They can get supported. And so we've added our Facebooks. You would add your Facebooks, right? The private team group, Ascend Team Performance Lab. This is where we post announcements, trainings, answer questions, and stay connected. This should also say this is for associates only, right? Once you're an associate, that's when they come in here. So as a note, please only invite people into Pinnacle or Ascend Team once they have an ID number. And that way we can support them accordingly. Be sure to visit newbraincode.com. New Brain Code, we just made that. It's a what we call like an agnostic. It's a clean website, meaning it doesn't take you to anybody's website, anybody's store. It's just information. It's just information so that you can maybe do a stability test, open up New Brain Code, show them a video testimonial, show them some information, or you can tap the video on New Brain Code and send just the video. And you would do that simply by tapping it, clicking on view in YouTube, and then taking the share button and then copying that and sending that to a friend. So it's just a simple, usable tool that's easy. And it's also got the podcast of Jay Dollywall. And then at the bottom of New Brain Code, this is where Ascend Team and Pinnacle are very much more they're growing and more communicated and connected because we send out text reminders. I know some people probably got a little bit annoyed. Oh, text reminder again. What's Monday and Tuesday? But other teams that have been here for 3 years are not getting the people on their Zooms, their team calls, and their presentations as we are. And it's because life is busy. People need to be reminded. So if you would, please take people to newbraincode.com, your new team, and make sure that they've opted in to get text reminders. That's the way that we can simply push a button and everybody gets reminded of the team calls and the testimonial Tuesdays and the presentations. Cool? Weekly team calls, Mondays at 7, zoom.newbraincode.com, and testimony Tuesday, zoom.newbraincode.com. Same URL. So it's Tuesdays at 7. Everything's at 7 MST. And so you adjust accordingly for where you're at in the country, which time zone. And each Tuesday includes 20-minute testimonial, 20-minute business overview. We like to keep these really tight. Like, we want to really honor your time. We want people to continue to show up and get a ton of value. And so we're going to keep them real tight. The prospect Facebook group, invite your prospects, the ones who are not associates yet, just new people you've introduced to It's Not Magic, It's Neurocoding. And the link is in in this email that's posted in the group. You can just copy that and send it, or just add them. It's filled with testimonials, studies, education, and success stories. This really builds belief. This is really why I'm even here. Some of you know that I was so resistant. It's like, I just did not want to do this, but it's undeniable. Now I'm here, but I'm here because I saw so many of other people's testimonies, so many. And then we started seeing it happen in our world, and the rest is history. So this is really, really important that people get put into that group and then participate. I'm really horrible at it. I'm first to admit I'm horrible at commenting in the groups. And so I have to set a reminder to comment, post information. And so your support with that would be really helpful. If you have things that are amazing, go to the groups and add to them, add some value. Fast start bonuses. So there was a lot of questions about the fast start bonuses. And so we'll cover those really quick. This welcome email covers it. This is also a great email that people can refer back to again and again and again. So when you send it to somebody, I would also say, hey, put that in a private folder so you can refer to that when you have a question or if you've forgotten. And so if you've enrolled with a qualifying Flex business kit or purchased one within your first 30 days, you can qualify for the bonuses, the hat trick bonus. Whenever you enroll 3 associates with qualifying Flex packs at 10, 20, or 40 within your first 30 days, you earn $200. Pretty sweet. That's really about getting people out of the gates fast. They're most excited. Who are your top 3 people? Let's talk to them. Let's go do a stability test. It's just fun. Now, the All-Star bonus is when you help those 3 associates earn their hat trick within their first 60 days. You'll earn an additional $400. So you go out and you bring in 3 people within the first 30 days with a Flex pack, and now you help those people within their 30 days bring in get a hat trick. You get the All-Star bonus of an additional $400. And then the driver bonus. Let's say you're 60 days, you're past your 60 days. I want some bonuses, right? So the driver bonus is for you and me. Every month you personally enroll 3 associates with qualifying Flex kits, you'll earn another $200, right? You get 3, $200. Get 6, got $400, right? So it's repeating. Now, who are the first 3 people who need to hear about Super Patch? Schedule a call, do a Zoom get together, share the opportunity, help identify the best patches for them, and even send samples. I've really led with 95% of my outreach has been product only, which some people just can't believe that, don't know. So these pros are like, don't do that, business first. Man, I've never seen anything like Super Patch. It takes care of itself. If we could show them something this remarkable in the form of VTT, then the business is going to take care of itself. All of us prove that, right? And so who are the first 3 people you want to talk to, man? Who would you want to work with, play with, help, and set up a call? And then for those of us now, the Smart Ship savings, one of the best associate perks is Smart Ship. We pay $47 per pack, right? They're regularly $51.75. Now, if you put 4 in your Smart Ship cart, you'll only pay for 3. That means you receive 1 free pack every month, bringing your average cost down to just $35.25. That's better than even when we buy a Flex 40, right? Which is $37.75. So on a monthly basis, you can get your packs for $35.25. It's a great way to build inventory for sampling or increase your retail profit. And we know that's a lot of information, so take it one step at a time, focus on learning, start sharing the amazing benefits of Super Patch, and don't hesitate to reach out whenever you need help. Congratulations again. Our next step is to schedule a quick welcome Zoom with Troy and me. This would be you and whomever, so we can personally welcome you to the team. Simply call or text us, and we'll get it on the calendar. And I highly encourage and invite folks, if you're new and we've not hopped on a Zoom, generally speaking, if you're new and you've not hopped on a Zoom, get with the person that brought you into this so that we can all be on a Zoom together. That's really how it's done, right? Is we could get together in groups. There's better energy. We get to answer all the questions together. You get to ask questions. And so we can get teams together on Zoom to schedule those babies out. And so welcome aboard. We're excited to partner with you. So this is in a Centene Performance Lab under Files. It's a Word doc. You click it, it'll download. You can modify this any way you choose. Cool. All right. Family, thanks for the hearts and the smiles, you guys. I don't do I have a booger in my nose or what? Okay. So that's really it, you guys. That's all I have for you. I'd love if you have any questions or ahas, anything you'd like to add to this meeting, please unmute yourself and let's go. Let's talk. Otherwise, here's my ask. Testimonial Tuesdays. We've got some really good stuff. We've got people that we've recorded, people that we can bring on, but I know that you do too. And so if you could just spend a few minutes and just think about some folks that you've met that could be a great testimonial. Will you please do that? Write them down and then message them and us and let us know if they can hop on tomorrow. That would be awesome. Cool.
Troy, I'd just like to ask, I sent you a message. Did we record last Tuesday?
We did. I did not upload it, but you know what I didn't do? I didn't upload or record this one. I will get that done tonight. I'll get that one.
Perfect. Thank you.
It was awesome. Like,
I know.
it was good.
It was good.
Okay, Troy,
Yeah.
this is Angela. Then you have
Hey,
to
Angela.
redo this because I just told everybody if you were not on the call tonight, make sure you watch the recording. So this is not being recorded tonight.
I forgot. See?
Okay, so promise you're going to do a do-over.
I promise. Did you like it? Thank you. It feels really nice.
Was fantastic. So I was totally silent because I'm dedicated to getting to bed at a certain time tonight. So I'm doing things so I could get my meditation, all that in. But I listened to the entire thing and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So yes, I think you need to do it again. I would really appreciate it. I want my whole team there.
Right on. Well, thank you for that. What I'll do is I'll tighten it up. We'll put it together. Maybe we'll do this one maybe Thursday or so. Oh, and I'm glad you brought that up, Angela. Wednesday, there's going to be an email going out to everybody. This is for the entire team, the entire company. Big announcement, and it is awesome. We're on with Jay and the little leadership field call, and like Lori and I, Dana, and whoever was on it was blown away. Like what's coming is going to be epic. It's going to, well, just be there Wednesday. So I
this
think
Wednesday, is the link posted yet?
I don't think so. I think they're going to send the email out tomorrow.
Okay, so I'll go.
It'll come from corporate, but please, if those of you receive it, post it up in the groups, please, so that everybody.
Yeah, let's just rally our teams now. So thanks for that. I'll get my team ready and have them watch for it. Thanks, Troy. I appreciate you.
Likewise, Angela. I'm excited to see you soon.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, John. What's up, brother?
Oh, it's all good. Look at here. I always try to take these videos, these Zoom calls. So I got it recorded. I'll put it into a file and send it to you.
Brother, thank you, John. Thank you very much. That would be great.
All right.
Well, I'll watch it. You send it, I'll watch it. Beautiful. Well, fantastic, you guys. I'm really grateful to get to be here and do this. And we know that August is coming, right? And we started 1 year ago, right now, like a year, and rolling through August built so much momentum because there's a lot of things that really do happen. We can pump the pump, as they say, through the summer, but the reality is people are out having fun, enjoying family. They're playing, man, right? Cool. Come August, kids go back to school. People tend to buckle down and they want to pay for the play from the summer. And it really is an amazing season for this industry. It's the launch pad that will roll through all the way to May of next year. And so just with that, what Lori and I are doing is we're finding the different farmers markets, the different wellness fairs, the different places that we can do pop-ups. And if you have a pop-up banner and some patches, you're good to go. Reach out to Dana or myself or anybody else who's done this. We did a biohacking and vitality event 2 weeks ago. And we finally got it on lock. And truthfully, we watched Dana. Dana's like, we were in the same event as Dana Lombardi, right? She's across the building and we're in over here. We got a list of people that we're going to that signed up to get information from Super Patch after doing stability tests at this event. We gathered with Dana, and Dana says, yeah, I sold $2,500 worth of patches. I'm like, what? And so we took her, again, what do? You find the people who have what you want, you copy what they do, and you're going to get similar results. So at the Vitality event, we brought a lot of inventory, and in a 6-hour time frame, we sold over $3,500 worth of super patches, $75 a pack, man, and we buy them all at Flex 40s, right? And so the point is, if a person, this is going off in the weeds a little bit different than I wanted this call to go, but the point is, there is a way that you can show up, you can do stability tests, and if you have product on hand, you can sell them, right? And so if you are going to be doing events, need to stack some racks, as the young kids say, then you can definitely get it done with this. So anyway, I'd like
I
to
have
have
another comment.
Troy,
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, Carrie, a lot of you weren't on Testimony Tuesday, but some were. But Carrie recommended Skin Prep, and it's funny because one of my clients had trouble with keeping her patches on. She's had a couple patches and they work, but they're flying off. She put her clothes on, off, so they'd fall off. So anyway, it works. And this is a cool thing. I wish Carrie was here. She went out of her way to come bring her 4 of the packets until hers came.
Mm.
So that was such a win for Carrie, and to do that for her. But
100%.
so it's in the information is in the Ascend, so you can see it there.
Right on, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, if you'll pop an just bump it by making a comment, that would be great.
And can I attest to that too? Because I struggle with keeping patches on, and I went out to Amazon and ordered them that night. I have had no problem since I ordered those little wipes. My patches stay on. I mean,
Isn't that great?
They are like glue on my skin. I have to struggle to get them off now.
I know, I hear that.
Number 2, I want to share. She shared about the tingling and the numbness in her feet, and how she puts the freedom and the liberty on the back of the soleus muscle. I think that's how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have been a little concerned because I've had a little bit of numbness. So that night before I went to bed, I put them on. You guys, my feet, my toes, nothing hurts anymore. I mean, it's like it cleared up by the next morning, and I am like, it's great. I can feel everything on the bottom of my feet.
Wow.
I am like,
That's
so
amazing.
impressed. Yes.
So good.
And that was Victory on your soleus?
I put Victory on one side and Liberty on the other. I've been
Right
wearing
on.
both of them there, and it's
I'm the third
amazing what
person
it
to
does.
attest to that. I shared that last week too. It's Marla, and I shared that last week too. I've had neuropathy for 3 years, and Victory on I wear it on my lower ankle, but I did put it on my soleus for a long time, and I wear only Victory. I don't wear the Liberty, and I've had incredible results.
Wow, that's fantastic, you guys. I too began putting Victory on my soleus, and it's been remarkable. And I'm committed whenever I'm going to do any type of gym work or walking that's happening, because I broke an ankle years ago. There's a mess with my gait. I tell you what, my ankle doesn't hurt, my back doesn't hurt, my neck doesn't hurt, because I'm like straight, right?
I think it's because the whatever's in Victory, not only is it strength stability, but it also increases blood flow.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you're putting it on your soleus, you're increasing blood flow. So anybody who's got those lower extremity weakness, like you said, Troy, ankle breakage, you've had decreased blood flow to that area at some point. And so it's increasing the blood flow to that area consistently.
Well, interesting you say that, Marla, because I was noticing like about 6 months ago, a year ago, I'd noticed this like, what's going on with my legs? You know, it was like getting in my calves, like almost like varicose veins in my legs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's up with this? It's like over 50 stuff or what? But they're way diminished. They look like they did before I noticed. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So without a doubt, man, veins start to change with age, and I'm noticing them going back to a more youthful look. which
Yeah,
is-
it's just tricky because you can't say neuropathy. So I really always say like
yeah.
tingling in my feet, numbness. You have to be cautious. I know that Jay's really watching that, or the FTC is watching that too. But I talk about, and I'm probably not nearly loud enough about it than I need to be, but it has been a game changer for me. I tell about it like when I'm in public places and I'm talking about it. That's one of the things that I always tell. Like 3 years ago, I couldn't feel my feet at all. Like
That's right.
a year ago, I couldn't feel my feet, but I just carried on for years.
Yeah,
And to have my feeling back in my toes is huge.
it's a big, huge. Yes,
Yeah.
big deal for all the implications of not being able to feel your toes. It's so
Right.
cool, you guys. This is the thing, and we can wrap it up here. And I thank you guys for all your input with that. Is I was talking about. I asked Jay. I said, "Hey, can I say mental health?" And he said, "Improve mental health factors." Right? Because I really do believe this in my heart of hearts that we have the most incredible mental health tool available to the masses at a low cost. I think it's life changing. And I think that's one of the reasons that we have such a target on our back. I love all the physical benefits to it, but man, I'm telling you what, when you watch somebody who is not well emotionally become well, it's like give their life back. John's got a hand up.
Yeah, I just got one thing I'd like to add because one of the companies that I was with a little while ago, that company called Amare, I think that's how you pronounce the name, they got some lawsuits against them for medical claims. Now, they're a good company, good product and everything, but people got excited and got to talking in such a way that caused some problems. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at our company and I'm saying we got the best damn company out here. And I'm, ex-military and understand that, you get people that will come into your group that will destroy you from the inside. So I'm saying that it may be very, very important that we all recognize and make sure that we keep everybody on target because you can get
100%.
some plants in here that will begin to make statements and things like that. And their intent is to create a situation that causes us downfall. You
Yeah,
don't
you're
know
right,
where they're
Jake.
coming from, and so I'm just saying that we need to be very astute observers of who's putting and posting what, so that you may not try to do it wrong, but somebody else is intentionally doing it wrong, so that they can put a target on our back and cause us some problems. So
Isn't it wild? It's like the wild, wild west. It really is like the wild, wild west. We've been building out our social media platforms, and there are people who are commenting. There's no image. They've got 13 friends, and you know what it is. And sadly, it's businesses. It's business, and those we're going up, and most other companies are flatlined or failing. And so instead of being the tallest building they want to knock the other buildings down. So it's just the way it is, guys. So to that point, Ja, what I would recommend everybody do is go into the Launch app, and you can pull off all the documents. You can pull up the agreements, the contracts, the policies and procedures, upload those into your chat, and then any other documentation about the super patch, the compliance stuff that is out there, and then run everything through that chat. Hey, you have all this access. Is this compliant? And what I'm posting compliant? Can I say it this way? No, you can't say anxiety, but you can say reduce stress. There's peer-reviewed studies that show that it reduces stress by 33%, right? Those types of things. And that way you're going to really protect yourself. So, Angela, you got one more question?
Yes, I want to segue back to the selling of the patches at events. And I want to tell just a short story. So when we were at the last company, I'm really good at speaking. People ask me to speak. I don't have any confidence issues whatsoever when I'm doing a presentation. Never have. But for 3 years, I did in-home presentations. And guess how many people I enrolled, Troy, at in-home presentations for 3 years? You guessed it, zero. Zero.
That
And I'm like,
surprises me.
how
You're
is that
setting
even
your best.
possible? Because in person or on the phone, nailed it. But when I would present, I was like, what am I doing wrong? So Dana came, she flew in. We booked 3 or 4, maybe 5 different meetings. And that woman closed almost 100% of every meeting.
Super Patch or the other company?
The other company.
Okay.
So I was like, oh my gosh, that was so simple. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
And so you guys are excellent presenters. Like, my goodness, you couldn't be any better at presenting. But why weren't you closing at these pop-ups?
Yeah.
The bottom line is we didn't ask. That's what we didn't do. We got information. We'll get back with you. We'll, what do you need? No, just so because of Dana flying out years ago and teaching me what she did. And so the reason I'm saying this is, listen to me, people's on this call tonight. So we have 38 people on the call right now. If you have a low closing ratio, you guys, everybody, upline, downline, sideline, if we're closing, ask, because we want you to close. I want every sideline I have to close the way Dana taught me how to close. And so I've helped it a couple of them, and it was like a couple sales, but it wasn't my gig, right?
Yeah.
My gig, the first one I did was this month. I closed around $1,100 in 2 hours, and I had the busiest thing at the event. Sunday I closed $1,375.
Nice.
And 3 hours. And I didn't even stay the full 3 hours. I stayed 2.5 hours because I had 2 appointments I had to go to. So why do I want to segue back? You guys, we are all here for you. And we are happy to help you. You're looking at Troy and Lori, 2 of the top leaders in our team that wasn't closing. And Dana's a master. Like, she just is. And so I don't want anybody here to miss out on that gift. Ask, you guys, we would love you. We want to see you sell out. So today I'm driving around. I drove to Denham Springs to go get some more patches. I'm driving tomorrow to Covington to get more patches because I'm almost sold out. And I didn't know extra, and I'm going to New Hampshire, so I've got to get restocked. So I just wanted to encourage everybody on the call. You guys don't do it alone. You have a team. We love you, and you can do it. All right, I'm signing off.
Oh, Angela's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. It's so true. It's like the thing that it requires inventory. It just does. We sold completely out of Liberty. So Liberty and Freedom would be the ones, and having some in stock. But if do what you can do, right? It's great.
I would say this: if you will open your mouth and tell people, oh, by the way, we have one for your thyroid, which is resting metabolic. So if you would like to burn 333 to 500 more calories, you can't say weight loss.
Right,
but you talk about the metabolic. If you say that and if you have cravings, we have Kick It and Ignite. Would you like those two? Boom! They're going to buy them.
See, and that's the thing, Angela. I thank you again for that, because Tony Robbins would say over and over again, because I've been blessed. I got to work with Tony for 5 years. He says, listen, you got to get over your stuff. He was talking to the entire sales team. If you can't sell them, you can't serve them. They don't know what we know, right? So that's why we do the stability test. That's why we put freedom on pain, is because then they have the knowing for themselves. And as Angela said, you want some? You want to buy some? Right? And just add that simple question. You want to buy some?
Yeah, I had a lady that was like, well, I don't have any cash. I don't take credit card out there. She said, I don't have cash. I said, you have your phone? She said, sure. I said, here, let me help you place that order. Yeah, so we placed the order while we were setting up.
See, Angela, that's the thing that you guys, everyone who's on here, we're all at different places, right? And there are folks who have gotten a little more comfortable doing things that are maybe a little more scary. But you do it enough times, it's not scary, right? And then something else will be scary. You'll just start working through that. But we really want to see you win. And,
Troy.
Yeah.
It's Marla. I want to add to that too. If you take your web link and make it into a QR code, as well as your Venmo and your Zelle into QR codes, and have them on a piece of paper that people can just hold their phone up to it, it makes it much faster for people to pay you on the spot and to go right to and order your website as well. Yeah. Especially like Angela said, she was setting up. And so it's like, here, scan this, and then I can help you with that. Oh, by the way, you're paying. Okay, I'm doing that too. Because I'm at a lot of like networking events, and I'll patch somebody, and then everybody else comes over and starts asking me questions, and I can sell face to face really well. I just need people to go into the back office and order is my biggest issue. And so, if I laminated that. And so I just have that on hand. I'm like, here, scan this.
Those are two different things. I think we ought to do a full training on this
Right.
on trade shows, because scanning the QR code versus selling in person. So
Yeah.
we did not have anyone scan one QR code, but we believe in that for sure. But because we had such high traffic, we had a lot of patches on hand intentionally displayed. We were selling them like
No, but I mean, even just having your Zelle and your Venmo QR code on hand, I have
So
them
they can-
all laminated on a piece
Got
of
it.
paper.
Got it.
And so they can just scan the Venmo or the Zelle, because then they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, it's right here. Scan this.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Marla,
now
that's so good.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. If you will find a team member, so anybody on my downline, if they have an event and they want me there, I'm there. I'm there to serve them. But my upline is in Nebraska and Idaho. So there's nobody to come help me. So I reached out to the people that I help, which is my downline. And I was like, Amy Huerta, I don't have anybody to ask. Will you go with me? And will you do this for me? And I was very specific as to what I wanted her to do, which was make sure they get the QR code, make sure they fill it out, make sure you ask them, do they want to buy right now? And I can help. So if we can partner, so you can book it if Amy needs me, I'm there. And I'm not there to build my business. I'm there to build hers. So if we partner together and we divide and conquer, what happens is I'm doing nothing but patches. Like, the stability test, right? And I sell right then. So when I know I have a sale, I'm like, Amy, this person wants a liberty, a victory, and a peace. Can you take care of this right now? Boom, she does it. Amy made nothing. But when Amy's doing it, so if we love each other, which I know we do, and we want to see each other succeed, which I know we do. Marla, if me and you lived in the same town, you'd need me, you ain't on my team, guess what? I'd still be there for you.
Hey, I was just going to add to that, Angela, because there is somebody that I met at conference that lives in Tucson. She lives a mile from me, and nobody on her downline is working. And I don't have I have two, but they're not working either in Tucson. And so we have partnered together. We're going to the U of A for the parents coming back to school to bring their kids to school. We've already got clearance to set up there. Like, we are partnering together. She does a stability test. I ring up. I do a stability test. She rings up. We don't benefit at all. She's on a completely different line in Super Patch.
Right.
But we have connected, and we are determined to blow out August together.
Yes. And Tammy Crane said, yeah, but Amy learned. Exactly, Tammy. So personal development is key, and that's what this meeting was about. So Troy, I love this class, and we are not in competition. The world needs us to get this information out, and Super Patch is the best. And I think
that's what Sue and I feel. We're like, everybody needs
I
to
love you,
know about
Marla.
this.
Love it.
I love it so much, honey. Love fest. I'm gonna run more of these. I feel great.
I just gave you a shout out on Facebook.
Oh, thanks, Marla. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate this. Wasn't expecting this a year ago. I had no idea this was going to be happening, and I'm so grateful it is. I'll close with this. This has been a big thing for me. It used to be I'd wake up in the morning. It's like, what do I want? Now I've shifted that. And I know there's 8 billion people on the planet, 8 billion conceptions of what God is, but I have mine. And I say, all right, what do you want? How do I fit into that? Give me some intuition. Let's go. And I just started moving my feet. So when I turn it over, that's called a third step in the steps. Thy will be done, not mine. Show me what we need to do. Let's go. It takes the pressure off, man. It's like I got an employer, like literally a really, really big employer. And I just go to work and I know everything's going to be okay. And that's the truth for all of us. It's all good. Anything else is just contraction, right? And gripping. So thank you guys, everybody, for being here tonight. And please find some testimonials for us for tomorrow night and let me know. And then we'll rock and roll again tomorrow night. So everybody have a wonderful evening. Appreciate you. See you later.
Thank you, Troy. Great call.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, guys.